Aloha. Today I'm going to introduce you to Scooby. Scooby has been a member of our family since 2009. He originally was in Colorado. In fact, there's still a lot of insulation in Scooby and the ceilings and in the walls for the owners to do some cool weather camping, which I prefer to do warm weather camping. So Scooby came to California. I bought Scooby in Long Beach area. Orange County, excuse me, and that was in 2009. Scooby had just had an engine replacement. The original 1.9 out of Scooby's in 1984 was taken out, and a 2.1 out of a 1986 Synchro, which had just been rebuilt, was put into Scooby. And at that time they also did a taller gear, which means Scooby likes to go fast.
What's fast?
Scooby likes to go down the freeway at 70, 75, 80 miles an hour. Of course, when you do that, fuel economy goes down to about 14, 15 miles per gallon, and if you keep your foot out of it, it'll be closer to 18 to 20. Scooby runs exceptionally well. We've taken really, really good care of him over the years. If he needs something, we typically do it. Last year alone, put about $4,000 in the Scooby, thinking we were going to do some more road trips at the beginning of this year. That included a lot of the body work, CV joints, axles, tie rod ends, just a bunch of work underneath. Also got a new gear reduction starter. These are notorious for starting hard once they get hot with this new starter, which is about a $230 starter. That eliminates that. So we get that, new battery, put in a new stereo this last year, so he's definitely mechanically ready to rock and roll. Over the years, I believe we've done probably about 60, 70,000, I forget how many miles on the rebuild engine. It was approximately 130,000 when I bought it, and I believe it's about 186 now or something like that. Scooby has done multiple trips from Alaska to Mexico, through BC, and even over on the island from Port Hardy down. And after the trip to Mexico, Scooby's also done a 4-month, 15,000-mile road trip from Washington to Washington, D.C., down to the tip of the Keys and back the southern route. Scooby's been to Hawaii and back. Of course, he didn't drive. Scooby's probably been and done more things than most people have. So we love Scooby. Scooby is part of the family. Right now, I can give you a little bit of a tour from the inside. As I said, I try to keep Scooby in as good a condition. When we got here, the sprayer nozzles on the windshield wipers weren't working properly, so I replaced them along with the windshield wipers at that time. One of the bumping strips on the front bumper was starting to come off, so I replaced both of those. The canvas is 11 years old, but it looks like it's been replaced recently. We have a double burner propane stove. I did not put propane back in it since we've got here. We could not allow him to travel on the ship with propane from Hawaii back, which we just moved back to the mainland. But that works super great with the propane. The refrigerator actually works with propane, electric, and 12 volt. I typically never run it on 12 volt. I would either plug it in, and this will go from in the 80s down into the 60s, 50s, 40s within just a couple of hours plugged in, or you can turn the propane on, and it'll get down there pretty quick too and very efficiently. There's an additional fan that has been installed, which will cool the cooling plates and circulate the air a little bit better, so just kind of an extra upgrade. So refrigerator, 2-burner stove. We do have running water. The tank for the running water is over here. I normally shock it with a little bit of bleach and rinse it once a year. As we were getting to come over here, I went to do that, and it actually, the pump didn't work. So I bought a brand new pump for it. I just have not had the time to put it in, but there is a brand new pump that we just bought for it. So it will have running water from the tank. Otherwise, there's also a direct connect, and I'll show you the connections outside, where you can just hook up a hose to it, and then it comes through here as well. This other little white box here, when I was hooking up the stereo with the brand new stereo, you can play the stereo without the key in, or you can play it with the key on. And there was part of the ignition was looking a little bit bad, so we had to tap in so it's only when the key's on. And again, it was just looking bad. It's still functioning, there's no problem, but in order to play the radio when the key's off, this will probably need to be replaced. So I bought that, just haven't had time to put it in yet. You do have a double bunk down here. Simply pull this and it lays down. So you have a double bunk here. There is a screen for the back that will enclose it to keep the bugs out. The door will need to be closed, but there are screens in the windows, so you know, the side windows. So there's a full front cover that can go here for privacy, and there's covers throughout that will include for privacy. There is storage down here. So I normally keep a tool bag and things of that nature, power cords, because you can plug in outside to 110. In here is an amplifier for the stereo. There is a sub down here, but the sub is not working right now, so if you want some really banging bass, you'll need to replace the sub. Okay, so we've got storage here for, we normally just put dishes in that here, and then I'll store some additional, you know, solar shower or things of that nature down here. There's also more storage back here. I normally keep mechanical related things. This is the screen that goes in the back. The speakers went into the system not too long ago. They're pounding. It does have AC. It was a brand new compressor and everything just prior to me purchasing it. I never ran it. You know, I just run the 260 with the windows down, and I got wing windows, so it blows right in your face. So it will probably need to be charged if somebody wishes to use it. Lots of storage, storage, and then I normally do storage down here with pots and pans and that. This is the cover that goes in the front windshield, which will cover and completely give you privacy. As you can see, top is in great condition. It does have a little sunroof. This will come forward, and this makes a double bunk upstairs, and this is where we normally sleep up here. But if it's too cold or something that's going on, you need to be below, or you have extra people, you have the double bunk below, but this is where we normally spend our time. The way to get up here, we have a stool right here, and then basically we just step on the stool, step up here, and that allows us to get up. So we'll do a little walkthrough on the outside. Scooby does have the upgraded rims, not stock tires, which I do believe look a lot better. As you can see, the canvas is in great shape. The top is in great shape. You get almost little to no chalk, which is not uncommon. The paint's in good shape, you know, especially for as old as it is. Wipers, sprayers were just recently replaced. It does have pretty good paint underneath here. You see it's burnt up here, but down here it's really in still pretty good condition. These are the strips that I just replaced because one was falling off. This is the vent for the propane when you're running the refrigerator, because you need a place for the heat to escape, but you don't want to open all the time. Basically, this screw comes out and it reverses, and it becomes the vent for propane. Here are your three compartments. This particular one is the inline water. Just hook up a hose and you have instant water in your pot, in your sink. Otherwise, you run off the tank. This one right here is your 110 power. Just any extension cord, plug it in, and then you have a couple of outlets that'll work, or you can run the refrigerator. This is locked right now, but if you want to fill the water tank, this is where you do it, and they put a lock on it so nobody puts something that shouldn't be drank inside of there. Again, as you can see, the top's in really good condition. I'll pull this out. This is this has been replaced. This mixes the oxygen, the air, and fuel. It's a pretty integral part. If it's not functioning properly, Scooby's not running properly. It originally failed on me down in Mexico. I was able to find a mechanic down there that did a little bit of tweaking, got me back up into the States so I could replace it. Other than that, new braided hose. You know, the rebuilt is still running great. It's recently just had new valve covers on it, which is the first time since I've owned it. the leak I had most recently was from the power steering, and the power steering line was just not sealing properly, so I replaced it with a brand new braided line. This is the compressor for the air conditioner. Again, it still spins. It's not stuck or anything else because the belt's is attached to it, and we would know if it wasn't working that way. But as far as being charged, last time it was probably charged was 2009 when I purchased it. So other than that, I think pretty much covers it.
So can you turn it on also?
Sure.
So we can hear.
Sure. Oh, I forgot. There is 2 dining areas. You can rotate these chairs in, and the tabletop that's back there you can put into an arm that's right here, or you can use the tabletop back there. So you can dine up to 4. I only have 1 table because we really never dine more than 2, so there's no sense in having that second table. And that's it. Scooby's ready to rock and roll. We are a little sad to let Scooby go, but we also understand that the new adventures that we're on won't include long trips with him, so we would really love it if somebody would find him, love him, and treat him and take him for adventures and enjoy the way he's supposed to. So that's why Scooby is looking for a new family.
It's basically like a little house on the wheels, right?
It has everything except for the toilet, and quite honestly what we did was we would take a little portable toilet for emergency use only. We're almost always somewhere where there's a bathroom and or showers, so we would never use it, but if you're traveling down the road and you gotta pee, it certainly helps, and that way you don't have to stop, unless of course you're driving, then you kind of have to stop.
And it's really perfect for explorations and adventures.
He has, he's gone and seen a lot, and he's not done yet.
Thank you for the tour.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.